How much time did you serve?
28 months.
28 months. Wow. And so, give me a glimpse of what it was like. How was your journey inside up until you ran into POP? Like, how was that walk?
Well, I think when it comes to it's all about an attitude when you go in there. And I already had the attitude at that point that I needed to change my life. Um, it, for instance, I used to drink a lot, and it wasn't until I got a DWI that I realized, and it wasn't just the DUI, it was what happened during the DUI. I literally passed out and ran into another vehicle, and I said to myself, if there would have been, and it was just during the day, and I figured that if I would have ran somebody over and killed somebody, I probably would have did the same to myself. And that really changed my life. So something like that, and that was the last time I ever drank, and that was over 10 years ago.
Wow.
And unfortunately, I made some poor choices, which I ended up in Rust City. And I said, and then again, it's the same thing. I'm like, all right, there's something wrong with me, and I need to figure it out, tear it apart, and recover from this and move on.
Absolutely, man.
Yep.
So, what was the dynamic inside that attracted you to the power of people?
Well, I was actually in treatment for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I kept on hearing a few other brothers that were in Power People saying, "Hey, you should really go. Hey, you should really go." And I'm like, well, I don't know. I didn't know, but they kind of explained to me what they do there. I thought, how perfect would that be? So, yeah, I gave it a try, and I never looked back.
Interesting. And that. So, while you were inside the institution, there were other programs, weren't there?
Yeah, I know I was going to the Pentecostal church service. There were some other programs there too that I didn't know. I guess what somebody just explained to me that Power of People, and it became my explanation on what Power of People actually is. It's like treatment and religion mixed together. It's a beautiful combination. And I thought, being that I was doing treatment at the time, and I was doing my religion at the same time, I thought, I'm gonna go try it out. I'm gonna go see what it's all about.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, that was kind of my next question. I was going to ask you, why did you buy into POP versus the other programs? But you kind of just answered that question.
I mean, and since day one, when I first went in there, I was like very impressed. I liked how Shane presented himself. I was a little leery at the time, Obviously, I felt like a minority there, but I soon became very comfortable going there and being around people. So,
Absolutely, man.
yeah.
Now, what made you stay and continue? Because after you completed the class, you got your diploma from the class,
Yep.
and I mean, you could have just chose to just never be a part of POP, period. So, what made you stay on and continue to be a part of the POP movement?
Because I knew there was more that Power People could offer than just the Oh, for crying out loud! Why can I not remember?
Programming
Yeah, well, the first program.
inside the institution.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
The leadership training inside the institution.
Yep.
And then the training outside of the institution once you get home. Is that
Oh,
what you're referring to?
once I got home, I felt like I don't know. It was like a pull. It was pulling me there. I wanted to. I don't want to let it go. I don't want to let it go. I feel like it's been a huge tool in my life. And all it does is bring positivity, in my life. And I'm around positive people, and why would I not want to do that?
Absolutely, I agree. So in a way, I mean, and this is always kind of a deep question, but how has POP been able to support or help you in any kind of way?
It's given me the tools to deal with life.
Mm.
It's given me the tools to see things in a different light, including myself. I see myself as a different person. And that's how it's really helped me. It's like, it's the same reason why do people go to church? Because your soul runs out of energy, and you have to go back to church to refuel. And that's how I feel with Power of People. Is like, I need to go there to refuel, get myself back on track, hear the things I need to hear, and go, oh yeah, that's right. You know what? I need to keep that going. And obviously, it's just like the 8 steps. It's part of the 8 steps to the good life. I want it to become a habit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So where do you think you would be if it wasn't for POP?
Ooh, that's hard. I don't want to think about it. I don't think I'd be in as good a shape as I am now.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, I lean heavy on my religion as well. But I mean, Power of People has really given me a lot of tools that I really needed. And I feel like it's not just for me. I feel like, everybody in my life, I'm delivering some kind of, Power of People teaching in my life, and I'm sharing it. I'm uplifting other people. It's an incredible tool.
Now, since you've been home, I can think of a few significant milestones like that you've been able to accomplish, whether it be, housing, employment, family reunification, driving. I mean, because these things are, barriers for a lot of men that come home. These are a lot of the barriers that men face. But I mean, if you wanted to just kind of talk a little bit about some of the things you've been able to accomplish since you've been home.
Yeah. Well, when I first got out, I was put in a situation I wasn't really happy about. I had to go to the halfway house first, even though I had a legitimate place to go. But they didn't approve my address, so that was hurdle number 1. Was getting out of the halfway house, which I did. It kind of gives you the motivation to either stay in this halfway house and twiddle your thumbs, or you get out there and do something about it. So, they allow you to leave for work purposes, and that's when I started going to the job force center, looking for jobs.
Absolutely, man.
Yep.
And was there anything that you maybe wanted to say to Dr. Werner and Shane? If you could say something to him, what would you say right now?
I don't know if I can talk about that because I'm literally would just, I think I would lose it. Man, I just, it's a huge gift, and I mean, if their whole purpose was to change lives, they, right here, you changed mine. You've changed my life for the good. I mean, I can't say anything more.
Yeah, I mean that says it all.
I mean, not only has it changed my life, and everybody knows the ripple effect, it has changed lives around me on top of it.
Mm.
Even with Silent Cry, that was another huge book that we went through and processed. Realizing that not only do I have a silent cry, I think everybody does in a certain way. And it's a lot easier to have empathy for people and understand people. Some guy's at the store and he's just, being a jerk or whatever, and he's cut you off, whatever. I get it. I see it. I mean, Power People has literally opened my eyes to see what most people cannot see.
Wow.
And that is a gift. And if I can shed that gift onto other people and get them to see, that's huge. That's huge.
Absolutely.
I can't live without it.
Absolutely. So you benefited from both books.
I did.
Power People and The Silent Cry.
Yeah.
Wow.
Definitely.
That's powerful, man. Well, I mean, me personally, I believe in giving people their roses while they're still here to smell them. And so I want to say that I'm personally proud of you myself. I've seen your walk since you came home. I've seen your struggles, and I've seen you persevere throughout everything. A lot of these hurdles and barriers that you face could have been triggers or could have been excuses to go backwards, but you've kept pushing forward and forward and forward, and it hasn't been easy. But I think just being able to, be strong in the places that you may have been broken in has, helped you progress and persevere more towards the greatness that you're destined for. And I just want to say I'm proud of you personally, from you to me, because I know it's not easy.
No, it's not. And like I said, I don't even want to think. I don't want to give energy into thinking what I would be without it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Because it's so normal. Like it's POP is kind of like it becomes a part of you.
Yeah, it's a part of me, and I think without it, like I said, I don't want to think about who I would be.
Right.
Without it.
Right.
I mean, I could have stumbled. I could have went backwards. Maybe. I don't know. I don't want to give energy to it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to give energy what's in front of me, not behind me.
It's a scary thought.
I see nothing but good things because, I've got all the tools I need. It's just putting them into practice, and I tend to do that on a daily basis.
Absolutely, man. Well, I thank you for your time. That concludes this video, man. And again, I'm super proud of you, man. I admire your leadership. I've got to see it being developed and in motion. And keep up the good work, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
And, the road that you traveled and that all of us have traveled is significant. And it's not easy. But I think with, groups like the foundation like we have
Yeah.
at PLP,
Yeah.
it makes it a little bit easier to navigate.
It certainly does. Most certainly does. I would agree with that 100%.